It also helps if you play a character that doesn't have abysmal matchups that are the most popular characters. Like, straight up, King, he doesn't have a game plan against Xiao Yu. He doesn't have a game plan against Lily. He doesn't have a game plan against Elisa. He doesn't have a game plan against Fang. And he fucking struggles against a stance abusing Zafina and Leo. Those 6 matchups are fucked. Now, the rest of the cast, I think that he's fair against. To the point where I think that he's even, like, good against a few characters. Like, I think he's good against bears. But... Ugh. But that said, the fact that I'm constantly, like... What is my fucking waifu for tonight? Fucking, today's what, February 25th? Yeah. Look at this shit. Okay, Heihachi, that's fair. I am weak in the matchup. I'm not gonna make shit up. Like, I just suck at that matchup. The King Mirror, yeah, I'm great at it. Against Hwoarang, I'm decent at the matchup. It's a fair matchup. Against Elisa, this matchup is nigh unplayable, but I very much outranked him. Lily, this matchup is fucked. I don't even know how I got the first game, right? There is no excuse for that shit. None. Nina, I honestly don't know how I won this, but King has a few tools that he can use in the matchup. Leroy, that's an even matchup. Maybe even slightly in King's favor since he uses a lot of elbows and knees. Steve, I mean, that's a fair matchup. No, fuck that. Steve is fucked. His right sway, 4, it dodges every move in King's fucking arsenal. It's low risk, low reward, but it gets him out of anything King can do. Victor, I think that matchup's fair. I just lost it. Yoshimitsu, dude, the Gargler. Asuka, I think this matchup is tough, but again, King uses a lot of elbows and knees, and Asuka evades a lot of his shit. I think it breaks even. Right, Yoshimitsu, I think that matchup is even as fuck. Yoshimitsu has the most fucked up hop kick in the game. And, even with that in Flash, like, King has back 3 against, fly stance. You know? Like, King gets a full combo off of that shit. Trade is in his favor. And then we've got Jack. I think that's a fairly even matchup. Right? Creamy Steve. Again. Xiao Yu, yeah, this matchup is unplayable. It is unplayably bad. And Nina, like, it's a bad matchup, but again, I don't think it's unwinnable. June, same as Asuka. June has shit that shuts down King. King has shit that shuts down June. I think it's a fairly even matchup, although June's sidestep 3 or sidestep 4, whatever her axe kick that's plus on block is, there's very little King can do about it beyond calling it out. It's such a good move. Shaheen, I think that's an even matchup. I'm just not good at it. Paul, even matchup. Or Shaheen. Lily, yeah. Never forget the time I beat Shadow 20Z. Never forget. Brian, hey, I won this one, but typically I suck at this matchup. And then, yeah, Victor, Young P, one of the best. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Jin, I think is a bad matchup, but it's not a fucked up, unplayable matchup. The problem with Jin is everything puts King back at, like, range 2, 2.5, 3, and King is just worse than Jin at that range. It makes it a very difficult matchup. Reina, I don't know. I don't know how I win this matchup. I think it's fine. It's as good as a small body matchup can get. Law, Yeah, I mean, you can tell by his name and his character he was going to one and done. But aside from the one and doneness, I think it's a fair matchup. Laws just don't want you to ever learn the matchup. Yeah, Azucena's fair. Clive. I think Clive versus King is pretty good for Clive, but I don't think it's unwinnable for either. Leo, yeah, this match is fucked. Eddie, again, it's just a knowledge-based thing. And yeah, you can see where I struggle. But also, here's the problem. Yoshi Mitsu, this was against my Yoshi, right? This was against my Yoshi, Now, when I swap back to King, I immediately play a fairly bad matchup for King, which is Jin. And then Victor, which is Young P just has my number. I finally play a Paul and a Brian, which are even matchups. Shaheen, I get knowledge checked because I refuse to duck and he refuses to stop sliding. And then I go into fucking... Yeah, like Shaheen, I don't think it's a bad matchup for King. I think it's a bad matchup for me. Right? And then Lily... horrendous matchup for King. Bad matchup for me, but again, even. Horrendous matchup for King. Even. Not great. Horrendous matchup for King. Bad matchup for King. Even matchups. As even as it gets. Not great for King. Even. Not great. Horrendous for King. Even. Not great. Horrendous for King. Horrendous for King. Even. Like, how often did you hear King in the plus for those matchups, right? Like, Lee, I think is good for King. Or, yeah, Lee. I think, Azucena? I think Azucena is pretty good for King. But, like... Oh, Kuma, bears. I think bears are good for King. Right, but you don't see me fighting those characters on my road to Tekken God. It's all fucking... Alisas and, Lilies. And, like, those matchups are bad. They are so bad. And, like, not only do you have to play a bad matchup, you have to play the best in the world at that matchup. So, yeah. But, anywho...